Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtam Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasnyadinaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvati Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. With the grace and unending compassion of His Divine Holiness, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, we welcome all of you with our love and respect. KAILASA's Nithyananda TV is the official TV programming of Sri KAILASA, the only Hindu nation revived by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Sri KAILASA is home to the largest online city in the world, providing authentic teachings, culture, and lifestyle of Hinduism and its abundant offerings in the digital platform. We request all of you to enrich yourself with enlightenment and enrich the world with enlightenment. You will find here plenty to enrich yourself with and to share with others also. Share this live feed on the social media platforms that you are watching us. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel KAILASA's Nithyananda to receive exciting updates about Sri Kailasa. How to get into Sri Kailasa? Of late, there has been a heightened interest in reaching Kailasa, to stay in Kailasa. How do I get in there? We've been receiving so many requests, questions. Where is Kailasa? How can I get there? How can I live there? All because of the most exciting revelations that His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has brought on since the Ganesha Chaturthi celebrations. The grand opening, inauguration of the economic policy of Sri Kailasa, the Reserve Bank of Kailasa, and even the coins, the currency of the economy was unveiled, and each coin, the whole new way, rather the rejuvenated way of the currency system was introduced again to humanity. The design also was refurbished, rejuvenated from the existing, the gold coins that used to exist, that were prevalent in the 56 Hindu nations that once existed on this planet. Since then, there has been a lot of interest on how to become part of Kailasa. Here's how. You can log on to kailasa.org/e-passport. That's kailasa.org/e-passport. It is a e-nation which resides in the global city of the internet, decoding and making available the enlightened civilization of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and its contributions to all in a friendly, user-friendly way. The Kailasa e-passport gives people all over the world access to benefits of all the knowledge and services Sanatana Hindu Dharma has to offer via digital and online mediums. This knowledge and services encompass the fields of living enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, technology, and social, judicial, political, and legal systems. The Kailasa e-passport empowers you access to the vast knowledge base of Hinduism in an online environment. You can access all the resources, teachings, lifestyle that Sanatana Hindu Dharma has to offer. Gain exclusive access to a network of online Nithyananda Hindu University courses and programs, Nithyanandeshwara Hindu temple rituals, Nithyananda Hindu library scriptures and books, Hindu lifestyle products, so much more, all at kailasa.org/e-passport. E-passport. Amidst all this euphoria, the global Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna has crossed its 100th day and it's now in its 102nd day. On May 13th, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam started this movement to give the world a super conscious breakthrough and to heal the world from COVID-19. Since then, people from over 50 countries continuously sit and radiate the space of Paramashiva by participating in the process of unclutching, sitting in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On the 102nd day, 498 people sessions from 3 languages around the world and 50 countries participated and contributed to 29,880 minutes for peace as part of this initiative. You can become a part of this movement log on to kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. That's the number 4. Minutes, the number 4, peace. kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. Free introductory meditation classes are available and no prior experience is necessary. So you can easily join the Minutes for Peace movement. Before we elaborate on the currency, the economic policy, and the Reserve Bank of Kailasa, there were almost the same day exciting announcements on the Hindu Parliament that were revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhana, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. On the auspicious Ganesha Chaturthi day, after the festivities, after the oblations were offered to Paramashiva Ganapati, His Divine Holiness, Jagadguru Mahasannidhana, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, declared that he will establish a Hindu parliament for Hinduism to establish a model government for administering Hindu religious based organizations. He said it may take the next 6 months. By January, the work will be finished. But in accordance with what Paramashiva said in the Vedas and Agamas, the 5 entities, Chitsabha, Rajasabha, Devasabha, Kanagasabha, and Nithyananda Sabha will be formed. Chitsabha will be responsible, this will be a democracy that will represent the consciousness-based spiritual enlightenment science, the Vedas and Agamas, in a way that can be shared with the world. Under its guidance, the remaining 4 entities will function. It will be an entity welcoming all the Hindu representatives, Hindu incarnations, sannyasis, pontiffs, enlightened masters, gurus, who will make this functional through themselves experiencing its truths and enabling others to experience it, and who have willingly accepted our humble request and invitation. The Rajya Sabha is a responsible democratic setup that will invite Hindu leaders of nations, Hindu sympathizers, and political leaders who appreciate Hindu principles, who can make these principles functional at a political level in many countries. Rajya Sabha will offer the Hindu a political system, while Chit Sabha will offer the Hindu blessings system, Arulachi, the blessed governance. Hindu Deva Sabha, a think tank of individuals who themselves live and enrich others to live the highest Hindu administrative principles embedded in the Vedas and Agamas, Itihasas and Puranas that evolve sustainable development. The Kanaka Sabha is an entity with a set of collated policies related to Hindu resource development. It will include individuals and important leaders related to human beings' prosperity, that includes lifestyle, money, grain, various essential resources like fuel, electricity, and who collate this knowledge and share it with the world. The objectives and policies are getting established to enable to collate the recommendations of experts in all the above fields and enabling them to be members as well. And of course, the Nithyananda Sabha, a responsible democratic Sabha which will comprise individuals who will streamline the administration of Maha KAILASA, who themselves experience and enrich the world with the science of blissful living. These 5 Sabhas put together is the Hindu Parliament. And Swamiji said there will be 1008 members in each Sabha. And how many times a year each Sabha must convene, all of this is being sorted out, is being laid out. Within 6 months, Swamiji said, he declared that we will release the members' names and the entire structure, its principles and policies. So, lot of fun times, exciting times ahead to look forward to. If you are a Hindu, if you are a practicing Hindu, anywhere in the world, any part of the world, this is what a revival looks like. A Hindu revival looks like. Now let's look at how the Reserve Bank of India the Reserve Bank of Kailasa was introduced, and how Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, unveiled the various coins that are part of the economy, the grand economy of Sri Kailasa. Just one moment here. Sorry about the technical glitch. The various aspects of the system of currency and economic policies were revealed by His Divine Holiness Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Beautifully, the whole thing was laid out. How every aspect of the Hindu economy was maintained, and the core principles within which the whole structure was evolved. The Reserve Bank of Kailasa, Swamiji, His Divine Holiness, and Kailasa declare that very clearly, I am not against any country or religion. We just want to keep Hinduism as a seed bank. Swamiji made it very clear, I am not against India. I am forced to withdraw from society due to anti-Hindu and anti-Indian elements. Continuous assassination attempts, character assassination, and lawfare. Hinduism is revealed by Paramashiva himself, documented and organized by the Sapta Rishis as Vedagamas and Dharma Shastras. The beauty is the Hindu founding fathers had tremendous trust on the intelligence of the future generation. On the auspicious occasion of Ganesha Chaturthi, the Reserve Bank of Kailasa unveiled its currency and offered it at the feet of Ganapati, Paramashiva, and Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. The governor and directors of the Reserve Bank of Kailasa. The Reserve Bank of Kailasa and the Federal Reserve of Kailasa will be run only by the sannyasis who took the oath in front of the fire in the Viraja Homa. The vows are ahimsa, non-violence, satya, truth, brahmacharya, celibacy, aparigraha, minimalistic living, and asteya, non-stealing. Kailasa and a team of monastic members have spent the last 2 years on research and study of over 100 books, 360 articles, research papers on Hindu economic policy. Kailasa today is honored to be presenting the currencies inspired purely from the currencies and policies of the ancient 56 Hindu nations, which were Hindu nations in the past. They may not be Hindu nations right now, but we had 56 Hindu deshas. Kailasa formally declares that the ancient 56 nations are the most favored for bilateral and trade relationships. At one point, Hinduism had 56 nations: the Pandya, Chola, Kannada, Telangana, Gurjana, Shurangi, Kashi, Cambodia, it's also called Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Lankapuri, Afghanistan, Gandhara, where Gandhari and Sakuni came from, Nepal, from where Mother Sita came from, Devi Sita came from. Including these, the Hinduism had 56 nations. The purpose of Finance Ministry of Kailasa is making the world understand Hindu economic policy is a functional system. Wealth intended for a certain purpose should be used only for that purpose. Wealth intended for a certain purpose should be used only for that purpose. This is the economic chastity of Kailasa. Hinduism had 56 nations, including the Kumari Kanda. Swamiji said, Kumarikondam is a source of Hinduism, connecting all the 56 nations. Sanskrit was the language of ritual and knowledge. Tamil was the spoken language. With the grace of Paramashiva, Swamiji said he is successfully reviving the Hindu economic policies and principles which will intensely give confidence and secure feeling to the people so that they will be part of this enlightened civilization. So beautifully, the whole Reserve Bank of KAILASA was unveiled on the most auspicious occasion of Ganesha Chaturthi. On Ganesha Chaturthi, let the whole world, Swamiji said, be blessed, showered by Ganapati. And Ganapati, of course, has a very special place with Swamiji, with Sangha, with all the members of the Sangha. And that's why the most auspicious day, the currency, the Reserve Bank of KAILASA, the economic policies, the strategies, all were revealed on that auspicious occasion. The source of Hinduism, Sanskrit was the ritual language to connect with the gods. Tamil was the language spoken among human beings. And both the language actually existed in the Kumarikondam. In a way, both had their purpose and complemented each other. From there, the 56 nations evolved. Many have become Islamic, some Buddhist, some have become secular now. But there was a time Hinduism had 56 nations. And Swamiji was very clear in declaring that he is reviving the grand narrative of Hinduism, which was practiced as a state religion in 56 nations in those days. Hinduism had the great narrative about cosmos, enlightenment, social structure, economy, politics, administration, about everything. Kailasa is Bhagavan, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. His effort, humble effort, he says, to keep the grand narrative of Hinduism alive in one remote corner of the world, like a seed bank. How a seed bank keeps the seeds alive. In much the same way, the grand narrative of Hinduism kept alive in one remote corner is Sri Kailasa. Now, so much happening around Hinduism, around the whole world, and so much of it that we see at the moment that is happening is forming the necessity, forming the basis and necessity for such a narration, such a grand narration to be sustained. If you see the current pandemic and what it is doing to the world, and the whole pandemic-based responses from different power centers, now this has necessitated a flood of consciousness. Let's look at what has been happening around the world and the current situation that actually necessitates, the current situation that makes it right for such a declaration, for a creation of a Hindu nation.
Pralaya. It is not physical deluge as it used to happen earlier. It is not flood of water like tsunami or huge waves from ocean and ocean entering into the land. It is not flood of water, it is flood of consciousness. Due to huge consciousness entering, because of the time for superconscious breakthrough, this conscious flood, all the delusion-based systems are just going to melt down. Human beings can't handle life without delusions, lies, false promises, hopes, false insecurities, false identities. But now, because the delusion is melting down, many of our false hopes are melting down. Many of our false security feeling is melting down. Many of the social contracts between us and the society, us and the nation, us and the world, is all melting down. When all our lies are forcibly removed from us, all our falsehoods, hopes, and false hopes, dreams are forcibly removed from us, when we are really made to see everything around us is melting down, we feel like really our self is melting down. That is what is pandemic fatigue. It is not just at the physical level. Many people are seeing it in front of their eyes, that everything is just melting down. Usually the world changes maybe in 50 years. People around 60 to 70 years think 50 years back, world was like that. Now it's like this. But now, this time, whatever changes happen in 50 years, good, bad, right, wrong, is happening in 50 days. Multiple things we thought as eternal is just melting down. The pandemic, Corona, COVID-19 itself is not going to kill many people, but the pandemic fatigue is going to destroy many people's life. It will be much worse than death. Destruction is much worse than death. Half of humanity's life has started getting affected. Whole humanity's lifestyle is going to be affected. The after effects of Corona COVID-19 is going to be too much. What is happening now is pralaya. The number of people COVID-19 is going to kill may be a less number, but the kind of people it's going to take away from us is going to be too much. And the kind of impact it's going to leave on humanity is going to be too much. Every individual who practices this unclutching will be saved from mental breakdown. Enrich yourself from morning to night with Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You will understand how to joyfully, willfully think. You will learn how you will be unclutched, and thinking will happen as per your will and order. Add more unclutching inside your life and reach as many people as possible and teach them this unclutching. Every individual you teach unclutching now, you're going to save him from the pandemic fatigue, epidemic fatigue, the mental breakdown, which will be inevitable otherwise. There are only spiritual solutions which are going to save people from this pandemic fatigue.
Nithyanandam, with the grace and blessings of Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, we welcome you all with love and respect. Paramashiva's message directly from KAILASA. Yesterday, Swamiji, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gave the message. Work on your body is yoga. Work on your cosmic body is kriya. Work on the powers, the powerful cognitions is jnana. Work on the blissful lifestyle is charya. Swamiji, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, at his very young age, he was guided and supported and groomed by various gurus in Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala. One of his guru called Yogi Yogananda Puri, called Raghupati Yogi, he is the person who is responsible for the yogic body of Swamiji. He is the one who continuously dedicated his time and his energy and his intelligence to building Swamiji's yogic body. This at his young age, he started preparing his body for the entire humanity now to have the Paramashiva's experience. At his very young age, his gurus, Yoga Guru, Yogananda Puri, recognized our young Swamiji as Paramashiva himself, and then he took as his responsibility to bring his yogic body. So in that process, Swamiji also explained in the yesterday's message, he made him to do yoga and all the other various detoxification technique to building his body. One among this is he was instructed, our young Swamiji had got the instruction from his yoga guru for 5-6 days, not letting him to eat. There is no food. He can only have the neem juice, and then with the neem stick as haritaki as a powder, he can brush the teeth. This goes on for 5-6 days. The young age, we are wondering now how Swamiji had gone through all these things, but his integrity to his guru, Swamiji always used to tell, I am integrated to my guru, so whatever they are giving as the instruction, he verbatimly he follows literally. Though it is difficult at the time to cross, but he is very, very clear in following what the instructions they gave. And along with this time, his mother, we all know that Nithya Satsang, she had an amazing contribution in bringing up the yogic body for Swamiji. Raghupati Yogi, in touch with our Swamiji's mother, always they will be only aiming on to bringing up the young Swamiji and not even a single diversion or any hesitation happened in their bringing up. So now even we all can witness our Swamiji's mother, Loganagi Amma. She is living the same principle what she had at from the young age. Now she continued to live that same, and along with this, the 6 days went and there is no food for Swamiji, and complete detoxification process has been happening and the body is going through and there is no food. So after 6 days also no food, and then Swamiji waited, and that day he vomited. Then only this yoga guru, Yogananda Puri, and recognized and then identified that his physical body is now in the Rona Neer is getting balanced. That means the acid in the stomach responsible for the hunger is balanced. When it is balanced, there is so many number of benefits for our entire system. This is the moment actually after going through this fasting, dry fasting for the continuous 6 days, he found out and he made this happen, that Ronini of Swamiji is balanced now. There is no need to worry in future. If at all, if any poison had entered into the system, no need to worry at all. It won't affect the physical system of Swamiji. So he is the one. Now we have to pay our sincere gratitude to the Yoga Guru, Yogananda Puri, for Swamiji is being alive now for all of us. He is giving everyday blessings, darshan. He is still alive means it's only because his yoga guru had prepared their yogic body, who had prepared Swamiji's yogic body and built the whole body. Not only the poison can affect him, they prepared his body in such a way that he can enter into the, just by sitting, after leaving the body also, he can just sit and then leave the body and he will be in Jiva Samadhi forever. That is the mummifying process. So he can just be in Jiva Samadhi with his body as now how we are seeing physically, no Swamiji. So this preparation, this constant thinking for Swamiji and bringing his body and building his body for this whole world now to have his darshan. So this is the important contribution of their gurus. Now Swamiji, even in the satsang, he used to tell that I can sit for 24 hours in Padmasana. That is in a comfortable position. For the past 26 years, he's living like this. He can work everything just by sitting in the Padmasana for the whole day. It is all because of Yogi Yogananda Puri. And further, he also added saying, it is their glory of Yoga Guru. Now his body is literally shining like a gold. It is their glory of Yoga Gurus. And Swamiji said he's going to be alive in this physical body for more than 200 years. So these are all the gifts we received from Swamiji through the ultimate work has been done at the young age of Swamiji by his yoga gurus. So this one Swamiji keeps on telling us in the satsang, just you all always keep your stomach empty. Have the fire of hunger always. This is very, very important. Always keep Chadaragni, the fire in the stomach. Be alive. Then your whole body will be vibrant and active. That's what Swamiji, his main contribution is one of the important practice, that is Nirahara Samyama. Swamiji said, Langanam Parama Hausadam. Meaning, if you are in fasting, then your whole system will be prepared to be in the state, space, powers, and radiating Paramashivam. That's why in our Hindu tradition, there is a sacred ritual ceremony has been followed on all the occasions, all the important gods occasions, functions. That is during Kanda Sashti, the fasting is observed. And on every Pradosham day, fasting is observed. Pradosham day is for Paramashiva, and then on Ekadasi day, it is for Venkateshwara Perumal. So every their lifestyle, their charya lifestyle Hindu tradition made every one of us to live a healthy, happy life. Through this fasting, it will do the amazing job. That's what Swamiji is telling. It is the technique which detoxify your whole system. Work on the body with a Nirahara Samyama. Nirahara, the pure liquid diet, will prepare your yogic body for radiating Paramashivoham. That is what Swamiji experienced in his life. Apart from building this yogic body, Swamiji also said, as Raghupati Yogi prepared our Swamiji, that during this detoxification process, the Rona Neer is getting balanced. When the Rona Neer getting balanced and it is programmed, your willpower is amazing. Though there are n number of people who are suffering in their life because of this SDHD, that is self-doubt, self-hatred, and self-denial. This is the main reason for suffering of our life. And one should develop the will persistence to face, to overcome this SDHD. Those who are all observing and literally following this fasting, as Swamiji had been gone through this 6 days of just having neem juice, and then during even for the brushing, he used the neem stick with a haritaki powder. That's all. His whole body is cleansed, detoxified. His Rona Neer get balanced, and the one will develop. Swamiji also, he mentioned that it gives him the extraordinary security feeling. It is their yoga gurus, their love, and their sincere effort in building yogic body for Swamiji. So here, Swamiji gave also the message that his Gurukul kids, he prepared successfully. Very few people, they are all blessed to have their Rona Neer getting balanced. Now, Swamiji himself declared that no need to go through for any mood swing. The will persistence is higher than the SDHD. It is that gift is received from Swamiji to our Gurukul kids. So, and this one thing Swamiji had given in yesterday's message. So, bring your system, always be in hungry. Keep your Jadaragni alive always. This will detoxify your entire system and also prepare your body to experience Paramashiva's and Paramashiva's state, space, powers, and then being of Paramashiva. So on that note, Swamiji also, he said, start develop for taste, being hungry. You should develop a taste to be in hunger. And one more important thing, stop dumping your junk food in the stomach. Swamiji is very clearly said in few days before satsang This junk food industry had not bothered about the health of the people. They are destroying our human bodies life, and they are doing the criminal conspiracy against the health of human beings. The plastic foods and the food like products, many are now they are having it as a lifestyle, and which it costs so much of their life. So Swamiji is very clear that stop them having this junk food in your life. It is even worse. It is the extreme. It used to sedate your body. It is beyond the pornography. So Swamiji made this as an alarm, and to all of us to have our natural organic food lifestyle. So with this, Swamiji had also mentioned he can prescribe and have the few herbs, and with that, like neem juice and haritaki, and then just with a few herbs, he can live for 6 months comfortably. That means his body is now completely prepared for radiating and continuously available for all of us. So in the yesterday's music, Swamiji also had bring up a very important thing called for Kailasa, from the Kailasa Hindu parliamentary system. He just briefed yesterday, and then he's going to explain in further satsang about this, that how are Hindu nations, there are 56 nations where the state religion is Hinduism, where they live Hinduism as their life. But now, at present, there is not even a single nation we can say exist. Existing means they are having Hinduism as their state religion. Now, Swamiji is the one who, from his young age, as ordained by his gurus, he one declared, and then he worked, and continuously his life mission is to create the only Hindu nation, Kailasa. Now, Swamiji revived Hinduism for all of us to experience and to live the lifestyle of Hinduism by having Kailasa. So Swamiji, he on this auspicious occasion day, one of the most important revival projects of Hinduism, Swamiji brought up this one on August 22nd on Ganesha Chaturthi occasion. Swamiji graced us, and then he gave the main Paramashiva's message as blessings to all of us, blessing to the whole world, and then let auspiciousness showers on all of us, and then let have the darshan of Paramashiva Ganapati in all our life. Swamiji gave that important blessings on that day, and then Swamiji had launched an important thing, Kailasa's currency on that day. The Kailasa's currency, Swamiji, when he talks about that, he mentioned the gold is not only value, it's sacred in our religion. In our Hindu tradition, it is gold is not only considered as the valuable, precious thing, but it has its sacredness. That's why Swamiji declared all the Kailasa's currency will be in gold. So he released the first Kailasian currency on the auspicious day of Ganesha Chaturthi. That Kailasian dollar means the 1 tola gold is, in the Hindu way of measuring, is equivalent to 11.3 that grams of gold. And then he announced that 1 Kailasian dollar is from the US version, and then in Sanskrit it is the 1 Kailasian dollar is mentioned, and in Tamil it is Porkasu. So all those things Swamiji revived and then brought up for all of us. He also mentioned there is a Rajanga Mudra. On that day, Swamiji released this is the emblem where the government of Kailasa, the people who ever handle this project, they will be having this as an emblem. Rajanga Mudra. How the like a papal ring in Vatican, Swamiji launched this as a Rajanga Mudra. In the Rajanga Mudra is Paramashiva and Parashakti, Parashakti and the Peetam, and at their feet, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam will be sitting and giving blessings to all of us. So Swamiji said he is offering this at the feet of Paramashiva with his divine grace. He announced the release of Kailasa's currency. And then one more thing, Kailasa's economic policies. Swamiji had worked for the past 2 years and done a research from the various economic books and also from the 56 nations, that is 56 Hindu nations, were there. It was the state religion. Hinduism is the state religion in those countries. Varies from Pandya king, Chola, and then Kashi, and then Gandhara and Gadaran, Lankapuri. In all those places, Hindu nations, they declared as an Hindu nation, and Hinduism is the state religion they live. But now we all know that there is not a single nation having the declaration of Hinduism as their life. So it is unfortunate thing, but Swamiji had come down to the planet Earth to revive Hinduism and to create one separate place for all the people to live Hinduism. And he is going to protect the Sanatana Hindu Dharma in the planet Earth so that the very life in the planet Earth will be saved. Unless if he does that, we don't know what will happen to the whole creation. Only Sanatana Hindu Dharma can save, can protect the human beings. The lifestyle of Hinduism only now can protect the human beings. As in the previous satsang, Swamiji said, now the world is going through the important Brahma Pralaya. Pralaya is happening. That is from actually June to December 14th. So this period now, Swamiji also mentioned, there is a conscious flood will be there. During this time, there will be a huge delusion. All the systems will be melting down. This is one aspect, and the people cannot able to handle themselves. Those who are thinking that this lifestyle is eternal, and now it is started melting down. After seeing that, so the people cannot be able to even digest or even able to cognize this. So there will be a mental breakdown and collapse into the depression. So to come out, to face this, Swamiji had given the ultimate boon, the technique called unclutching is the technique Swamiji gave us in his message. So the very unclutching technique, the methodology, how to do this, and then what Swamiji gave us this for entire life. Everything is, we have a link in our KAILASA's website. I request every one of you watching the KAILASA's TV to go to this link and start practicing this unclutching as their life-saving technique now. Because at this point of time, now human beings are going through this. Not only this COVID-19 corona period, corona is not going to kill so many number of people, but Swamiji said it is going to take away the livelihood of human beings. It is even worse than killing the people. So be aware of this and then be prepared for this pralaya, as Swamiji gave the instruction to all the disciples and devotees to enrich the world, to save the human beings from this pralaya, from this delusion. We have to enrich them with the technique unclutching. So we are always available for the support whichever needed. In KAILASA's TV, you can all watch Swamiji's contribution, Swamiji's technique, the unclutching link is there. You can all take this in your life and protect yourself from the life. And Swamiji also gave a very important book saying that he is, whoever recognizing him as Paramashiva, he is available, he is there to protect all of them from the pandemic fatigue and from this pralaya, great pralaya, and give them the superconscious breakthrough to all of them. So it is the time now to recognize Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam as the embodiment of Paramashiva and have his darshan and have his everyday satsang in your life, and then enrich yourself with this enlightenment and enrich to the world with this enlightenment. So this is the message Swamiji offering every day during the satsangs. Thank you. Nithyananda.
Navarasa Natya, between what you believe as you, inner image, what you project yourself as you to others, outer image, what actually others believe as you, others' image, what your enemies are trying to project about you, enemies' image. If you imagine your life as a movie, Bollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, Sandalwood, anywood, the inner image you really have about you is a hero. The outer image you project about you to others is heroine. The image your enemies want to build about you is the villain. The image actually others believe is the audience. Spend little time thinking, visualizing this example. Man who puts time, treasure, talent, energy, everything on his inner image and consciously builds it wins the game. He becomes the hero forever. Anyone who wants heroic conclusions about your life, put your time, treasure, talent on working on your inner image. Your inner image is the conscious blueprint of you. Even if you spend 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, spend time, make it happen. Simplest thing, just conquer your junk hungry pattern. Not even your hunger for real food, your hunger for junk food. Or if you conquer eating non-vegetarian food. Stop this destructive plastic food. Food-like products, not the real food, which can create a strong pattern of addiction in you and send strong signals inside your system demanding that the same food be supplied to you. The modern day marketing technology has destroyed integrity, compromised integrity, gone to the extreme for the sake of marketing. They'll do anything from the touch, softness of the food, everything is designed, and the integrity to your health is absolutely compromised. It goes to the extent of criminally conspiring to destroy your health so that pharmaceutical industry can make money out of your life. If you just keep yourself as a pure brahmachari with healthy food, no toxins, that's enough. Your energy is the currency for your life. If you break one pattern of addiction to junk food, your inner image will release so much energy. Spend your energy in chiseling the hero. You will become the real hero. Hero in your life's movie, in your biography movie, chisel the hero character. Villain will become irrelevant. Audience will enjoy you, and naturally, you'll have your heroine. Put your whole energy in building your conscious inner image. The inner image you are carrying now is accidentally forced on you or procured by you. Now consciously start building it. Spend your time, energy consciously to build your inner image. Your inner image is the conscious blueprint of your life. It is the Mula Linga of your life.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people, about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. It's similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains, there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above silently like Dakshinamurti and feels, why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity, you will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
During the Mahabharata age, Hindus had 56 deshas. 56 deshas where Hinduism was the primary. Hinduism was the core of governance, economy, and pretty much every part of life, every part of the lifestyle was Hinduism. The backbone of the civilization was Hinduism. 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas, which can be roughly translated as provinces, 10,000 sampradayas, traditions, were all Hinduism based. Included in these were Nepal, Sri Lanka, Kashmir, Gomantaka, which is now called Goa, and Afghanistan, which used to be called Gandhar. In all 56, Hindus are persecuted. KAILASA is the country for all the persecuted Hindus. Now we have lost all of the 56. The 56 countries, now maybe some are Islamic, some are secular. They have gone in different directions. Now we don't have a single one. There is one collective voice of all the persecuted Hindus, that of Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Swamiji has declared, I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation built on Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. The Vedic civilization that has stood for over 10,000 years as an enlightened civilization, a global beacon of spiritual wisdom, technology, and culture, now stands on the very edge of annihilation. Centuries of invasion, looting, genocide, and colonial oppression, and modern day persecution have reduced what was once a continent spanning civilization made up of 56 independent Hindu kingdoms to a virtual political orphan without a national home. At present, there is no declared Hindu nation on the planet. Without the protection of political legitimacy, there is imminent danger that the great tenets, scriptures, and signs of creating an enlightened civilization will be forever lost to humanity. The nation of Kailasa represents nothing short of a systemic attempt to revive authentic Hinduism and usher in a global renaissance of Vedic enlightened civilization. In a world ravaged by war, ecological destruction, ethnic hatred, and division, Kailasa stands as a bold vision of human potential, coexistence, organic living, and alignment with nature and natural forces. Kailasa is bringing spiritual legitimacy, religious legitimacy, social legitimacy, cultural legitimacy, historic legitimacy, and economic legitimacy, and more importantly, political legitimacy to Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Over several centuries, the combined forces of foreign invasion, political upheaval, colonialism, religious persecution have systematically ended millennia of Hindu Swarajya or self-rule. Today, Hindu temples remain in Afghanistan and Cambodia, but the Hindus who worshipped in them have been ethnically cleansed. In Hinduism's primordial homeland of India, all independent Hindu principalities were annexed and absorbed into the newly formed secular Indian government. The final vestige of Hindu political autonomy was erased in 2008. The nation of Kailasa stands as the world's sole beacon of genuine Hindu self-governance and autonomy. The formation of the Hindu nation is spearheaded by members of the Hindu community. It offers a safe haven to all the world's practicing, aspiring, or persecuted Hindus, irrespective of race, gender, sect, caste, creed, where they can peacefully live and express their spirituality, arts, culture, and a culture free from denigration, indifference, and violence. The revival of temple culture. The revival of authentic Vedic temple culture is one of the keys to reviving Sanatana Hindu Dharma and is at the core of the KAILASA nation. The authentic Vedic temple culture is the key to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma and is therefore one of Kailasha's highest national priorities. The Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Dharma Shastras provided the philosophical foundation, and the Itihasas and Puranas the societal framework to sustain this foundation. Temple culture formed the nucleus of Hindu civilization, and it spawned, incubated, nurtured, sustained, and spread Sanatana Dharma's cultural and social milieu from time immemorial. The origins of temple culture date back to the Vedic concept and practice of yajna. The word yajna describes an elaborate ritual of sharing, a ritual where all communities and strata of society came together and offered their material and non-material services for the welfare of the country, for the whole community. It was an act of strengthening human, social, and national bonds on an epic scale. A yajna was how an entire nation renewed its vows to itself. As Vedic culture evolved and gave us the concept of Murti Puja, the deity worship, yajna gradually found an organic expression in the form of temple culture. A temple in spirit was not just a place for people to worship and return home. It was simultaneously the primary educational institution, a community center, the home of the performing and literary arts, the platform for free and fair social and political discussions and debates. The plan, design, and structure of almost all classical and medieval temples was well defined, scientific, and followed the rules of Indian architecture laid down in the Shilpa Shastra texts. A visit to any of these still surviving temples makes it clear that areas are earmarked for specific purposes: dormitories for pilgrims, halls for debates and similar activities, Yajna-shala for sacred rituals, a Natya-shala, a theatrical dance building, a communal water tank, and platforms for Gurukul students to take their lessons. The actual temple itself forms a small part of this grand architectural scheme. The North Indian holy city of Varanasi, for example, is in fact one massive temple complex that contains hundreds of mini temples within its walls, which means the whole city is actually just one temple. And this idea, this concept, is very prevalent still in India. The structures may be lost. The structures may have lost their original purpose. They may be used for different purposes now, repurposed and abused at the same time. But the structures remain as testament of the philosophy, the thinking, the conceptualization of what a temple holds and what a temple means to be the center of Vedic Hindu civilization. One of the greatest contributions of Vedic temple culture is in the field of classical performing arts. Hindu classical music and dance primarily evolved from and were redefined over hundreds of years in the confines of thousands of temples spread throughout the various Vedic kingdoms. Nothing can substitute the Guru-Sishya Parampara, the Guru-disciple tradition, that alone has sustained Hindu classical performing arts. The temple culture in turn sustained the Guru-Sishya tradition by granting the Guru the material prosperity and social respect to perpetuate his or her art to posterity. The temple culture produced superhuman resources required to sustain not just the endeavors, but indirectly a kingdom itself. It provided ministers, advisors, strategists, artisans, and teachers. Those who dismissively refer to Tiruvannamalai, Madurai, Rameshwaram, Tanjore as mere temple towns fail to recognize the essential role temple culture played as the incubator of Hinduism's societal and religious infrastructure. It is therefore unsurprising that almost all Hindu kings gave such large grants to temples and avoided appropriating temple wealth for sovereign uses. And so, when a temple was destroyed, it also simultaneously destroyed every cultural facet of a kingdom. At present, very little of the classical tradition has survived in North India. This is the direct consequence of repeated and large-scale temple destruction by Islamic invaders, and the long period of Mughal rule which prevented Hindus from building new temples and from renovating or restoring existing ones. As far as South India is concerned, we see this phenomenon most prominently in Goa, whose original name is Gomantak. Few temples have survived there, and the classical tradition is virtually non-existent. After India gained independence, the situation did not improve. Under many secular leadership, temple culture was relegated to the waste heap with a simple device. By putting temples directly under government control as part of the destructive project of de-Hinduizing India. This policy denied temples much of their autonomy and the funding they badly needed to restore their dilapidated infrastructure after centuries of hostile foreign rule. The quintessence of The quintessence of Vedic civilization was expressed in the science and art of forms, Shilpa. The renowned temple architect and sculptor Dr. V. Ganapati Stapati explained, the real culture of India lies in its arts, poetry, music, dance, sculpture, and architecture. I call them Vedic in view of the fact that this science and technology are dealt with in Shabda, Gandharva, Natya, Stapatya Vedas. I also call these Vedas as living Vedas or Vedas in action, productive of tangible material results and leading to spiritual realization within the built environment. The Aitareya Brahmana, the Rig Veda, beautifully says, the works of art of man imitate the divine forms by employing their rhythms. They metrically reconstitute and interpret the limitless knowledge of the sacred hymns from the limits of being human. The ancient lineage of Vedic scientists and artisans applied their knowledge of Shilpa of across various arts and crafts and intended to every aspect of culture, including the architect, the metallurgist, sculptor, potter, perfumer, wheelwright, pointer, weaver, dancer, musician, and even into the arts of love. Ancient Indian texts assert that the number of arts is unlimited and deployed 64 kala techniques and 32 vidyas, fields of knowledge. All of this is part of the revival of the ancient Vedic Hindu civilization. The entire science can only be revived when the economy and the political legitimacy of Hinduism is established. And that's precisely what Jagadguru Mahasannidhana, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is set out to do. And that's what we have seen, a clear indication of all the releases that we saw during the Ganesha Chaturthi Brahmotsav. We have exciting times ahead of us with more and more secrets of the civilization of KAILASA is getting revealed. The economy, the economic policies, the underlying philosophies, the tenets, of the economy, the politics, all of that. It is now time to sit in Upanishad with Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Sri KAILASA is a vast resource of Hinduism. Enrich yourself with enlightenment and enrich the world with enlightenment. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel KAILASA's Nithyananda to receive exciting updates about Sri KAILASA. It is now time to prepare to be in Upanishad. Let us sit in Padmasana as much as possible. Let us make a conscious decision to be in the space of deep listening with simple integrity that we are here, open and available to receive the revelations of Paramashiva. Let us chant the Mahavakya initiated by Swamiji. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Amarambam Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Varyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Yajamans, Manifestors, Sarvabharityagis, Srimahans, Mahans, Tanedar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, consulate generals and supporters, Paramashiva Ganas, all the Kailashians and E-Kailashians, Paramashivoham Season 10 participants, all those who are sitting with us live on Kailasa TV, Kailasa's NTV, Kailasa's HNTV and other social media platforms. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. First, let's offer our worship to Ganapati. Let's do Ganesha Puja. and then enter into the satsang.
Nithyanandam, on the most auspicious occasion of Ganesha Chaturthi, the day of Avirbhava of Sri Mahaganapati. Today, Sri Mahaganapati Ananda Ganesha is gracing in Sarvalankara in Adi KAILASA Nithyananda Peetham. The Utsava Ganapati in Adi KAILASA Nithyananda Peetham is gracing in the Leela Alankara of His Divine Holiness Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, Swamiji's deity, offering the feeding Sri Mahaganapati, depicting the avataric Leela that His Divine Holiness performed on this auspicious occasion. We now offer our worship at the feet of Sri Mahaganapati Ananda Ganesha and at the feet of Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, the embodiment of all the gods and goddesses. Om Ganana Antva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavin Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvan Utibhisi Dasadanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Shrikanto Matulo Yasya Janani Sarvamangala Janakashankaro Devastam Vande Kunjarananam. Om Dhurasi Dhurvadhurvantan Dhurvatayyo Osman Dhurvaditan Dhurvayam Vayan Dhurvamatman Devanamasyasvitamam Papritamam Juttatamam Manhitamam Devahutamam Ahritamasi Havirthanandrigam Vatsamatva Armitrasyatva Chakrusha Prekshema Bherma Samvikha Masvahigam Sham. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Ananda Ganeshaya Namaha. Dhupamagrapayami. Om Uddipya Svajata Vedo Pagnan Nirritim Mama Pashugishcha Mahyamavaha Jivanancha Disho Disha Mano Higumti Jata Vedo Kamashvam Purushan Jagat Abhibhratagnaagahi Shriyama Paripataya. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Ananda Ganeshaya Namaha. Ekaharati Deepam Sandarshayami. Om Madhuvatartayate Madhuk Karanti Sindhavaha Madhvirna Santoshadhihi Madhunaktamutoshasi Madhumatparthivagam Rajaha Madhudyaurastunah Pita Madhumanno Vanaspatir Madhumagam Astu Suryaha Madhvirgavo Bhavantunaha Madhu Madhu Madhu. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Ananda Ganeshaya Namaha. Nana Vidhani Naivedyani Nivedayami. Om Somo Vaye Tasya Rajyamadatte Yo Rajasan Rajyo Vaso Me Nayajate Devasuva Metani Havigam Shibhavanti Ya Etavanto Vai Devanagam Sabaha Tayevasmai Savan Prayachanti Tayenam Punastuvante Rajyaya Devasu Raja Bhavati Natatra Suryo Bhati na Chandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kuto Yamagnihi Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvam Idam Vibhati Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Tatpurushaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Ananda Ganeshaya Namaha. Sarvadeva Devi Surupaya Bhagavate Shri Nithyananda Paramashivaya Namaha. Sarvopachara Pujarte Sarvaparadha Ksamapanarte Samastamangala Praptyarthe Ganesha Chaturthi Punyakale Ananda Karpura Nirajanam Sandarshayamaha.
beautiful introduction about Ganapati. Let's see and then enter into the Satsang. Today, Ganesha Chaturthi, Vinayaka Chaturthi, the day Mahaganapati, Ganesha happened. Very casually, Devi just puts her muscle memory, the haldi which she applied on her body and the mehendi, she just pulled both of it out with her muscle memory and makes Ganapati and breathes life into it. Now Sadashiva need to add the Purusha, the bioenergy into it. Devi pulled only her muscle memory and made the body and biomemory and gave the life. But Sadashiva has to add the bioenergy. Then he tells, all right, go and get any head you get. The first head you see, get it. They bring the elephant head. So he fixes and adds his bioenergy. And once the baby is complete, Shiva himself breathes life into it. By sunrise, he is complete and appears as Mahaganapati. And he is a spontaneous completion, symbol of spontaneous completion celebration. Then whole Kailasa celebrates. Ganesha is Lord of completion. He always remains in the space of completion. That is why he can be easily be pleased, very powerful like his mother, easily pleased like his father. He removes all the incompletions. Mahaganapati is alive, he is real. Please understand, he is really, really real. Now, just now, even now, he is sitting in Kailasa as a living entity. Understand? He is formless also, but with form also as a living being intensely. How much you feel you are alive? More than that. With 25 elephant heads and 50 hands, as Mahaganapati, he is sitting now alive in Kailasa. Ganesh Chaturthi is the most celebrated festival in Hinduism. His very form, how he is visualized, how people meditate on him, that itself is so powerful. If you understand that very form, you will understand the truth presented in the form of Ganapati to all of us. Ganapati's form is the most worshipped form in Vedic tradition. I don't know how many millions of murtis are made just for this Ganesh Chaturthi. Apart from that, there will be no street in India where Ganapati temple is not there. No house where Ganapati's murti is not there. The Vedic tradition has got 6 major paramparas, sampradayas, worshipping Ganapati, worshipping Subramanya, worshipping Shiva, worshipping Devi, worshipping Surya, worshipping Vishnu. One beauty is all 6 traditions worship Ganapati. In all 6 traditions temple you will see Ganapati. There is no temple, even Vaishnavite temples will have Ganapati. My life, the spiritual life has started with Ganesha. Ganesha eating the food is the first experience happened in my life. You are supposed to start your spiritual life with him by his grace. Ganesha is the most beloved and friendly god from Hindu tradition. His very form is so nice You can relate with him in any way you want. Unassuming, undemanding. Ganesha is beloved of all Hindus. Embodiment of Pranava, Omkara sound, is the first god in the Hindu tradition. His very shape shows he is a happy person. His form is the ultimate. His name is the ultimate. His leelas, most beautiful, simple leelas. He carries the elephant face, which represents the Omkara. So Ganesha carries both the elements of Shiva and Shakti. He is the ultimate boon giver. He is pleased just by a coconut. You don't need to bother about any agama. Just remember him, he will be there. Whether you ask him to land on a small turmeric paste or on a cow dung, or just you ask him, request him, he is there. Ganesha is such a joyful god, the embodiment of joy. He is always there, like completion. Understand? Completion. The moment you declare completion, you are complete. A modern day teenage kid who eats left and right happily, all the time sits with a Facebook and doesn't bother about any serious philosophy, but who has all powers, is Ganesha. And he doesn't come under any rule and he doesn't come under any regulation, but he has all the powers and he is embodiment of Sachidananda. All the auspiciousness and intelligence, energy and everything. But even this description of his embodiment of Sachidananda distances him from us. He is such a close being to our heart. There can't be any philosophical explanation about him. He is just part of us. Ganesha, he embodies, symbolizes spontaneous completion celebration. Spontaneous completion celebration. Just see him, you will be joyful. And no worries, no sufferings, no pain, nothing. Very happy about himself, very happy about the universe, very happy about his happening, everything. I'll give you the password. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Just repeat this and call upon him. He really listens and responds. He actually exists. In KAILASA, he is there. Right now, he is right now listening that I am declaring to planet Earth that he is there. He is happy and blessing. As embodiment of Paramashiva, Maha Ganapati Paramburul is sitting with joy and bliss and blessing all of us in KAILASA, listening to our prayers, removing all the obstacles, making all of us experience Paramashiva, oneness. He is alive, he is available, he is ecstatic and blessing all of us, accepting all our prayers, love, devotion, offerings. He is even happily counting what all the items you offered. He is looking around, accepting all the food you offered, and he is also extremely compassionate. Don't think he is compassionate as per your imagination. He is extremely compassionate in a different scale altogether. Mischievous, naughty, Not just eating, throwing all the food you offer, enjoying, celebrating. He is beyond any procedures, systems. He is extremely loving, blissful. Understand? I am describing him as he is now. Just chant this mantra, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Call him. He will surely immediately come and help. Please understand. Sometimes our gods test our will persistence, but they never give up on us. Listen carefully. Listen to this truth carefully. You see, in Tamil they say, Sodittu Parthal. Shiva tests, but never gives up. Ganapati also sometimes will test, but will never give up. Weakest way of existing is fear. Let that fear be blasted by Mahaganapati's spontaneous completion celebration. Invoke him. He is easy to approach. Let Ganesha bless us all, remove all the obstacles, shower auspiciousness and success on all of us. Let him bless all of us to achieve and radiate enlightenment, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Blessings on this auspicious Ganesha Chaturthi day. Blessings to the whole world, the universe. Blessings to all of you on this auspicious Ganesh Chaturthi day. Let the whole world, everyone, be showered by Ganapati, Paramashiva Ganapati's blessings and all the auspiciousness, all the best things from Kailasa. I bow down to Paramashiva Ganapati. I bow down to Paramashiva. With the grace of Ganapati, Paramashiva Ganapati, and Paramashiva, and all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, I am introducing the currencies of Kailasa and Reserve Bank of Kailasa and economic policies, strategies of Kailasa on this auspicious occasion. Understand, Hinduism had 56 nations: Kumarikandam, Pandyanadu, Cholanadu, Kannadanadu, Kurjaram, Gantaram, Nepalam, Kashi, Kambojam. From ancient time, we had 56 nations. I personally feel Kumarikandam was the source of Hinduism. Sanskrit was the ritual language to connect with gods. Tamil was the language spoken among human beings. Both languages existed in Kumarikandam. In a way, I should say both had their purposes and complemented each other. So, from there, the 56 nations evolved. I also want to make sure that I put it on record. I am not saying those 56 nations are Hindu countries now. Many of them have become Islamic nations. Some of them have become secular. So, I am not saying any of them are or all of them are Hindu countries at present. I am saying there was a time Hinduism had 56 nations. And also I wanted to put it very clear on record. Kailasa does not claim any territory. Kailasa does not have any territorial claim on any of these 56 countries. We do not have any territorial claims. We do not have any claim on any of these nations or any border, any territory. We don't have any claim. I am making it very clear. I am only reviving the grand narrative of Hinduism, which was practiced as a state religion in 56 nations in those days. Hinduism had the great narrative about cosmos, enlightenment, social structure, economy, politics, administration, about everything. Kailasa is my humble effort to keep the grand narrative alive in one remote corner of the world, like a seed bank. How the seed bank keeps the seed alive, same way I just want to keep this seed bank alive. So, I do not have any claim, Kailasa do not have any claim over any of these nations or territory or land. I am making it very clear. One more thing, even this Reserve Bank of Kailasa We signed a treaty, MOU. Kailasa has signed a treaty with a nation which is graciously agreed to host Reserve Bank of Kailasa. So the Reserve Bank of Kailasa is a legitimate body, exists in that country, functions there. I have only the coins, one set today for a ritualistic release, because on the auspicious Ganesh Chaturthi day, I wanted to introduce this to all of you. We have done all the puja and rituals today. So after the rituals and puja, offerings to Ganapati, with the blessings of Ganapati and Paramashiva and all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, I wanted to release it to the whole world. Sooner, very soon, it will become a functional system in the country which has agreed to host the Kailasa Reserve Bank of Kailasa. And with many countries, we are signing diplomatic treaties. In those countries, this currency may start being used. It may become current. So today, I am doing only a ritualistic release. Soon it will become functional. And I also wanted to make it very clear, I am not against any nation or any religion. I just want to keep the Hinduism alive, at least in the level of seed bank in one corner, remote corner of the world. Kailasa is an effort, humble effort, and our humble offering at the feet of Paramashiva. To keep the grand narrative of Hinduism alive, to make people understand Hinduism is functional system, not just for enlightenment, even economic principles, policies, administrative policies, social structures, everything in every level. So the humble effort to keep that grand narrative alive is this Kailasa. And also I wanted to make it very clear, I am not against India or any country. I am forced to withdraw from Indian society due to one reason, main reason. Many anti-Indian, anti-Hindu forces. Understand? There are many forces. Anti-Indian, anti-Hindu forces, which wants to eliminate all the indigenous traditions of India. They were continuously trying to assassinate me multiple number of times in multiple ways, trying to physically eliminate me, kill me through mob lynching, assassination attempts. We have enough evidence to prove all these statements. And continuous character assassination, lawfare, using law as a warfare mechanism, using law as warfare mechanism. That's what is called lawfare. Cyberbullying in multiple ways. continuous assassination attempts is the only reason, the main reason why I have to withdraw from Indian society. Otherwise, I have nothing against India as country or nation. I have all my love, deep devotion to Bharat Mata. All the best things I have in my life is gift from her, Bharat Mata's blessings. Of course, I have made a clear will. All this, whatever is donated to me, the wealth accumulated around me, everything will go to India after I leave the body. Specifically focused Tiruvannamalai, Kanchipuram and Madurai. So I will work as long as I am in the body to revive Hinduism. But even now, whatever I am doing and making, all the wealth goes to India after I leave the body, including my body. My body also will be rested in Jiva Samadhi in Bangalore Bidadi campus ashram, and all the wealth goes to India. I am making it very clear to the whole world and putting it on record. And formally, KAILASA declares all the 56 nations we had as Hindu nations in those days. Now, they may not be Hindu nations. They might have become, some become Islamic, some become secular, whatever. But we are reviving the heritage which was once part of those countries, the history of those countries. So, I declare all those nations as most favored nation for KAILASA, for bilateral and trade formally. Formally, I declare all the nations where Hinduism was state religion in those days, in some past. It may not be state religion now, but in those days, it was state religion. I am trying to revive now that tradition in one remote corner of the world, not in those countries. In one remote corner of the world. So I am making it very clear. At present, some of them may be Buddhist, some of them may be Islamic, some of them may be secular. Whatever way they are, KAILASA formally declares all those nations as most favored nations for bilateral and trade. So now, without making you wait further, with the grace of Ganapati, Paramashiva, and all the gods and goddesses of KAILASA, I am introducing the Kailasian dollar to all of you. Each Kailasian dollar will be 11.66 gram gold, 1 tola. 1 tola will be called 1 Kailasian dollar. In Sanskrit, 1 Swarna Mudra. In Tamil, 1 Porkas. One tola gold. That's a Hindu way of measurement. 1 tola of gold. 11.663838 grams will be 1 Kailasian dollar. 1 Swarna Mudra. 1 Porkas.
भवभयहरणं श्री नित्यानंद में वंदित चरणं श्री नित्यानंद में भवभयहरणं श्री नित्यानंद में वंदित चरणं श्री नित्यानंद में नित्यानंद में बोलो हरे कृष्ण नाम बोलो हरे नित्य नाम बोलो नित्यानंद नाम नित्यानंद में भवभयहरणं श्री नित्यानंद में वंदित चरणं श्री नित्यानंद में नित्यानंद में बोलो हरे कृष्ण नाम बोलो हरे नित्य नाम बोलो नित्यानंद नाम नित्यानंद में ब्रह्मानंद रूप हरे नित्यानंद शांति भक्ति ले लो मुझे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद में नित्य चोरानंद लाला आनंद गंध निवास चरण कमल बंदो नित्यानंद में नित्य चोरानंद लाला आनंद गंध निवास चरण कमल बंदो नित्यानंद में नित्यं ध्यानं नित्यानंद में गुरु नित्यं ध्यानं नित्यानंद में आनंद में नित्यानंद में गुरु नित्यानंद नामं नित्यानंद में चरणं पद कमलं नित्यानंद में आनंदम् आनंदं नित्यानंद में नित्यानंदम् आनंदं नित्यानंद में
Understand? Vivekananda visualized it. Aurobindo aspired it. Osho worked for it. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi mandated it. The great Hindu nation which Vivekananda visualized, Aurobindo aspired, Osho worked, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi mandated with all their grace and blessings. The grace of Ganapati, Paramashiva, and all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, we made it. It's because of their grace we made it. I'll be introducing the quarter Kailasian dollar, which is 2.9159 grams. You can see the original coin which was there in those days in the 56 nations one side, and the present how we revived it. You can see both the coins side by side. The ancient original coins photo and the present how we revived it.
पावन तुम नित्यानंद में प्रेम सुधा सागरा तू नित्यानंद में पति
the coin. The photograph is how it was in those days, and the present, the coin we revived. Each of these coins, see, the weight is same, but the designs are different. This is quarter Kailasian dollar. So I am showing next half. So this is the quarter Kailasian dollar, you can see. Now I am showing you next the half Kailasian dollars.
Anandam Anandam Nithyanandame, Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyanandame, Anandam Anandam Nithyanandame, Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyanandame, Nithyanandame,
Dollar, half Purkasu, half Swarana Mudra. You can see now the half Swarana Mudra. Now I am introducing 3/4 quarter Kailasian dollar. Mukkal Purkas.
Anandam Nithyanandame, Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyanandame.
You can see we try to revive as close as possible. The Mukkal Purkas, as close as possible. So it is 8.74 grams. Mukkal Purkas, the Mukkal Swarana Mudra. Next I am showing 2 Kailasian dollar.
Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyanandame, 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 Govinda Gopala Keshava Madhava Narayana Rajiva Lochana Adi Sanatana, Nithyanandam Anandam Anandam Nithyanandame, Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyanandame.
Showing now I am showing the 2 Kailasian dollar. 2 Kailasian dollar designs. Irandu Purkas. 2 Swarana Mudra. So this is 23.3276 grams gold. Next, the 3 Kailasian dollar. Now, the 3 Kailasian dollar. Three Purkas, 3 Swarana Mudra, which is actually 34.9914114 grams. The 3 Purkas designed. Next, I am showing 4 Kailasian dollars, 4 Swarana Mudra. The 4 Purkas, 4 Kailasian dollar, 4 Swarana Mudra. It is 46.65 grams gold. We have even taken inspiration from the coins released by British. Even during the British time, there were Hindu gods, goddesses described, depicted in currencies, coins. We took inspiration even from those and designed, revived. Next is 5 Kailasian dollar. 5 Kailasian dollar is 58 gram gold. The 5 Kailasian dollar is the 58 gram gold. The 5 Kailasian dollar is 58.31 gram gold. 5 porkas, 5 Swarna Mudra. Next, 10 Kailasian dollar. This is 10 Kailasian dollar. 116.68 gram gold. Now I am again showing the 10 Kailasian dollar only. You can see the close-up view.
Shri Nithyananda me, Bhava Bhayaharanam Shri Nithyananda me, Vandita Charanam Shri Nithyananda me, Nithyananda me, Nithyananda me, Bolo Hare Krishna Nama, Bolo Hare Nithya Nama, Bolo Nithyananda Nama, Nithyananda me, Bhava Bhayaharanam Shri Nithyananda me, Vandita Charanam Shri Nithyananda me, Nithyananda me, Nithyananda me, Krishna Nama, Bolo Hare Nithya Nama, Bolo Nithyananda Nama, Nithyananda me, Brahmananda Rupa Hare Nithyananda, Shanti Bhakti le lo mujhe Nithyananda, Nithyananda me, Nithyananda me, Chitta Chora Nanda Lala, Nanda Ganda Nivasa Charana Kamala Mando Nithyananda me, Chitta Chora Nanda Lala, Nanda Ganda Nivasa Charana Kamala Mando Nithyananda me. Nityam Janam Nithyananda me, Guru Nityam Janam Nithyananda me, Ananda me, Nithyananda me, Guru Nithyananda Namam Nithyananda me, Charanam Pada Kamalam Nithyananda me, Anandam Anandam Nithyananda me, Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyananda me.
And Paramashiva, let this bring all the auspiciousness to the whole planet Earth. So now I have another important release for all of you. Rajangana Mudra, the official mudra of Kailasa. This is the Rajangana Mudra. Which will be used by the people who are part of the government of Kailasa. This will be the Rajangana Mudra. It will be used as ring or necklace in every emblem. This is the emblem of Kailasa. This is the official seal of Kailasa, Rajangana Mudra. Like how they say in Vatican, the papal ring. In Hindu tradition, we call it Rajangana Mudra, the royal seal jewelry. It's an official part of the regalia owned by the head of the Hinduism, head of the Hindu tradition. Similar to the papal ring of Vatican, this will be also used as a seal for official documents, symbol of hope and devotion for billions of Hindus globally. Enlightenment science. Yes.
Nandam Nithyanandame, Nithyanandam Anandam Nithyanandame.
My next project is going to be organizing the power manifestation signs of Hinduism. By Vijayadasami, we will be releasing the power manifestation signs in a very structured, organized way. Last 26 years, whatever I received from my gurus and whatever I experienced, whatever the knowledge, experience I received from my Guru Parampara, from Arunagiri Yogeshwara, Paramashiva himself, and all the Shastras, we are organizing everything. By Vijayadasami, we will be releasing all this to the world in the field of Hindu food, Hindu medicine, various fields, how this power manifestation can contribute. The whole science organized from the angle of power manifestation. Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati will be ready for Vijayadasami, for all of you to enjoy. See, there is something called scientific principles which can't be bent easily. Uncompromised, pure science principles. With that uncompromised, pure science principles, with that golden standard and scale, we will be presenting the Hinduism, cosmic science, to all of you, to the whole world, proved science, legitimate proved science of power manifestation to all of you, to the whole world on Vijayadasami day. Let me tell you exact day, Vijayadasami day. On Vijayadasami day, we will have the next important release. For 25th is the Vijayadasami this year. So, October 25th will be the next release. Now, whatever I revealed, it's already uploaded in Paramahamsa Nithyananda Facebook page. I am giving you the link. All the friends from social media and mainstream media, all of you who are waiting for the official press release, you can take the press release officially from the Facebook. It's already uploaded. I am giving you the link. Whatever I shared now is clearly available with the detailed photographs. Facebook.com/Paramahamsa Nithyananda. You can go to this link. In this page, everything is uploaded. You can share, and this whole satsang is live available in YouTube. KAILASA's Nithyananda page, you can go and download. And I also sincerely recommend all the viewers, please register for free e-passport, free e-citizenship and e-passport of KAILASA. If you register for free e-citizenship and free e-passport, you will get all the updated informations about KAILASA continuously. And apply for your free e-passport. kailasa.org/free e-passport for free e-citizenship. Today evening, we have a satsang. I'll be doing the same release in Tamil. In Tamil language, I'll be doing the release. Now we have initiation into Vakratunda Vinayaka Mandala process to connect with Ganapati and manifest the blessings of Ganapati. You can keep all your personal Ganesha deity in front of camera. If you want the Prana Pratishta to be done, I'll do the Prana Pratishta. And Ganesha Mandala, Vakratunda Vinayaka Mandala process to connect with Ganapati. Sit straight, let's start.
नक नक दिन भजन करे बम्म बम्म ता तय तय नक नक दिन भजन करे उद निद नक दिन निदिताम दिताम तोम तय तय नित्यानंद नाम सदा उद निद नक दिन निदिताम दिताम तोम तय तय नित्यानंद नाम सदा बम्म बम्म ता तय तय नक दिन भजन करे बम्म बम्म ता तय तय नक दिन भजन करे उद निद नग्र दिन निदिताम दिताम तोम तय तय नित्यानंद नाम सदा उद निद नग्र दिन निदिताम दिताम तोम तय तय नित्यानंद नाम सदा दिम्मिक्कड़दग दिक्ताला दिम्मिक्कीड़ ताकुड़द ताಳ ता बोड्डद ದಿಮ್ಮಿಕ್ಕಿಡ್ದಾಗ ದಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾಳ ದಿಮ್ಮಿಕ್ಕಿಡ ಕುಡ್ದ ತಾಳತ ಓಟದ ಉದ ನಿಧನ.
Ganesha is the most beloved and friendly god from Hindu tradition. He's very warm, he's so nice. You can relate with him in any way you want. Unassuming, undemanding.
Hare dinna dinna, dinna he hare dinna dinna, dinna he hare dinna dinna, dinna he hare dinna dinna. Magha Ganapati, Magha Ganapati, Magha Ganapati, Magha Ganapati, Magha Ganapati, Magha Ganapati. ஆற்றங்கரையிலே அமர்ந்திருக்கும் கணபதி அவனை தொழுது விட.
This whole revival of deity worship, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which I am doing, started just with one small Ganesha gifted to me when I was the age of 3. If that same Ganesha was gifted to me, or even bigger Ganesha, when I was 18, I don't think this revival would have happened. Just that one Ganesha at the age of 3 got into my very bio memory, became experience. That is why I could transmit that experience to tons and tons of people, and this whole Sanatana Dharma is revived. Ganesha is the most beloved and friendly god from Hindu tradition. He is very firm. He is a powerful representation of the cosmos. The yantra. Yantra means the form, visual expression. It's a very powerful expression of the cosmic intelligence. If you see, he has 4 hands. In one, the right upper hand is holding the noose, the angusha. The left upper hand is holding the pasha. The right lower hand is holding the tusk, his own broken tusk. And the left lower hand, yes, sweet. It's a very beautiful philosophical representation. See, the noose, angusa he has, is a very small instrument which can control elephant. The huge elephant can be controlled just with that small noose. It is actually, it represents unclutching. Any size mind, elephant size mind can be controlled by a small key, unclutching. The noose represents unclutching. Unclutching is such a powerful key. It looks very small, but the mind, which is wild elephant, can be just controlled with a small noose, with small unclutching. Left hand, the pasha which he holds, pasha means attachment. He does not allow the thoughts to become attachment. He engrams. See, thoughts, if you add attachment to it, it becomes engram. Because his attachments are under his control, he does not allow thoughts to become engram. One side, thoughts are never becoming engram, they remain as thoughts, because pasha is under his control. The other side, because of angusha, even from the thought unclutching happens. So his inner space is completely under his control because of the angusha and pasa. The upper 2 hands represents the completely peaceful, blissful inner space. And the lower right hand, which holds its own tusk, you need to know the history of the tusk. Once Vyasa requested Ganesha to write Mahabharata, largest poem ever written in the planet Earth, even now, still now, is Mahabharata. And the lower right hand, which holds its own tusk, you need to know the history of the tusk. Once Vyasa requested Ganesha to write Mahabharata, largest poem ever written in the planet Earth, even now, still now, is Mahabharata. Suddenly, the Ganesha's pen broke. He immediately breaks his own tusk and starts writing. This shows two things. One, his spontaneous decision making. Two, his courage to sacrifice for the cause. Understand? First thing, he's not telling Ganesha, he's not telling Vyasa, stop, I'll run and get a pen. And this was not there in our agreement. No. Spontaneous decision making and courage to sacrifice his own task. See, this writing is one small part of his life. If he tells, wait, I'll go and get, Vyasa is not going to say no. After all, he will be happy, oh, I have a few minutes, I can think a little more. But courage to sacrifice, that task means courage to sacrifice and spontaneous decision-making power. So the upper two hands represents his inner space, pure blissful inner space. The lower right hand represents his ability to take spontaneous decisions and courage and sacrifice for the cause he has taken up. When these three are there, life is a sweet. That is what he means by having the sweet in the lower left hand. The elephant face represents the extraordinary awareness and sensitivity. The elephant's eyesight or the elephant's ability to smell is extraordinary. And his big pot belly represents the whole cosmos. The whole cosmos is inside him. He is the cosmic intelligence. When I heard the story that one saint made Ganesha to eat food, first thing is darka. When he can make him eat, I can also make him eat. That's darka. After that, because of regularly in the house, if some kids are not eating, the only thing the elders will do is they will threaten, hey, I will put you in the well. See, in all Indian houses they will have a well, open well. And always they will torture, they will threaten the kids saying, if you don't eat, I will throw you in the well. That is a usual threatening method. So when I had my first darka, I came back and want to feed the Ganesha, and that fellow is not eating. So the usual same policy, same rule only works. I decided I'll threaten this Ganesha also, like like how my grandmother, all the family people will threaten. If some child is not eating, this is the way they will threaten. I'll throw you in the well. There is a huge well in the center of the house. I'll throw you in the house, throw you in the well. That's threatening. Then whatever I heard, that is what will first come. So the first technique I tried, I wanted to threaten the Ganesha also. I'll put you in the well. He's not responding. Then I thought, I'll really put you in the well and show you that I mean what I am saying. Then I had that. They'll use the bucket to fetch water in well. I put him in the bucket and lowered the bucket. When that bucket touches the water, I'll shout from here, hey, I'll really drown you. Then I thought he may not be able to hear. Then there will be funnels to use to pour kerosene. You have seen there will be funnel in Indian villages we will use to pour kerosene. So I took that funnel, that was my loudspeaker first I used. My first loudspeaker. I took that funnel and held it and then started shouting so that you should hear properly. I'll throw you in the well, eat. Of course. Then I realized I did not put the food. I thought maybe after, when he is around near the water, he may change the mind and eat. So I put the food also, then put him inside. Again 3-4 times I tried. Nothing worked out. And I really did not feel like throwing him in the well. And finally I took him out and I thought, maybe he is not liking my mother's food. And he is not liking the food. Then I went to the temple and got the same food which they offer in the temple and put that food. And I said, hey, your diet is here. Now eat. And again he did not eat. This is Kudarka. Understand? This is what is Kudarka. I was torturing him. One day suddenly, like a click, it happened. Oh God. Nambiyandar Nambi, that saint tortured himself, not Ganesha. In my case, I am torturing Ganesha, not myself. So I should look in, change me, only then he will eat. Not torturing him. That click is what I call Vidarka. The right logic, the right tune, not even logic, it's beyond logic. The right understanding, that's our exact translation of the Vidarka. Right connection beyond logic. So just that clicked. Then I decided, yes, I will not eat till you eat. I sat for around 2.5 days. Finally, after 2.5 days, I can't say I felt giddy. I can say kind of a high state, awareness. I fell into that and lost the external consciousness. I saw in the vision, really Ganesha was eating. In the vision, Ganesha was there and he was eating the food. Then just I woke up and opened the eyes and saw there was no food. Food was missing. And it was very strong experience. People sometimes ask me, who knows whether Ganesha ate or some rat came and ate the food when you are in that mood. See, if Ganesha eats, what prasada he will give for me, what he will do to me, he will naturally give me such a joy, ecstasy and bliss. That has happened. Then I know for sure, because this has happened, Ganesha only ate. The prasada, what he will give, has already happened in me. The strong trust, and that strong vidarka, the strong experience, then I know for sure, it is Ganesha who ate the food.
குல மன்னன் இங்கே வந்தாச்சு, நல்ல தியானம் தர நித்யன் என்று ஆயாச்சு. ஆயர்
with the grace of Ganapati, I bless you all to have the same experience. I'm going to invoke the presence of Ganapati, Paramashiva Ganapati, in all our beings and the deity. So just sit. You can keep your eyes open or closed, up to you. I'm going to chant the mantras and do prana pratishta and invoke Paramashiva Ganapati. Bowing down to Paramashiva Ganapati, I invoke his grace. Om Paramashiva Ganapataye Namaha. Om Asya Ganesha Shatakshara Mantra Om Vakratundaya Hum. Om Asya Ganesha Satakshara Mantrasya Bhargavarushaye Namaha. Om Vakratundaya Hum. Anushtup Chandaha Vignesha Devataye Namaha. Vambijaya Namaha. Yam Shaktaye Namaha. Chaturvida Bala Purushartha Siddhyarthe Mantra Dikshayam Viniyogaha Karanyasaha. Om Vam Angushtabhyam Namaha. Om Kram Tarjanibhyam Namaha. Om Tum Madhyamabhyam Namaha. Om Dam Anamigabhyam Namaha. Om Yam Kanishtigabhyam Namaha. Om Ham Karadalakara Prishtabhyam Namaha. Anganyasaha. Om Vam Hridayaya Namaha. Om Kram Tirase Swaha. Om Tum Shikayaiva Shat. Om Dam Kavachaya Hum. Om Yam Netratrayaya Vaushat. Om Ham Astraya Fat. Om Bhurvuvassuvarom iti Digbandaha. Varnanyasaha. Om Vam Namaha Bhrumadhye. Om Kram Namaha Gale. Om Tum Namaha Hridaye. Om Dam Namaha Nabao. Om Yam Namaha Guhye. Om Ham Namaha Padayo. Dhyanam Udyadineshvara Ruchim Nijahastabatmaihi Pashangushabaya Varan Dapatam Gajasyam Raktambaram Sakala Dukkaharanam Ganesham Sagala Dukkaharanam Ganesham Dhyayet Prasannam Akilavarana Viramam Akila Baranabhiramam Akila Baranabhiramam Jayem Prasannam Akila Baranabhiramam. Om Vakratundaya Hum. 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 Utyadineshvara Ruchim Nijahastabatmaihi Pashangushabhayavarandatam Gajasyam Raktambaram Sagala Dukkaharanam Ganesham Dhyayet Prasannam अखिलाभरणाभिरामम् ॐ वक्रतुण्डाय हुम्. I bless you all. With the grace of Ganapati, let Ganapati manifest in all our lives. Ganapati's grace will be on all of us. Today, whole day, feed Ganapati. You will see he accepts your offerings and blesses all of us. We have evening satsang in Indian Standard Time 7:30. When I will be evening satsang during the evening satsang 7:30 p.m. I will be releasing the economic policies of KAILASA. Now I release the currencies. I will be releasing economic policies in the evening, and I will be releasing the currencies in Tamil. Means I will be speaking in Tamil and introducing. Of course, we do have some more offerings today. Maheshwara Puja after this satsang. Then in the evening, Divya Sarira presentation. Please don't miss evening satsang. Please come for evening satsang to receive the blessings of Paramashiva Ganapati and the economic policies of KAILASA. As on now, we have the de facto spiritual embassies all over the world. Some countries' embassies. And there are around 700 nations unrecognized by UN. Please understand, UN has recognized 195 nations. Not recognized by UN, there are another 700 nations. We are also working with all of them to contribute to the world, how to make the world a better place to live for human beings in every possible way. I also request anyone who has knowledge about Hindu economic principles in any form, you want to share your knowledge, please send us an email, contact us at kailasa.org. With humble gratitude, we will accept your suggestions, advices, guidance to improve the Kailasa's economic principles. We only request you to give anything founded, grounded on Hinduism and Hindu scriptures, Hindu principles. And today we released 77 types of coins. We also are collecting from the internet thousands of models. Soon we will be releasing more. And as today it is a ritualistic release, soon it will start becoming functional system. We'll tell you. Be in touch with us to know when it will become functional system. So, thank you all. We'll have now next Maheshwara Puja. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. I bless you all. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness of Paramashiva and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.